Alright, we have our parts painted now, and they're all on our tape, double-sided whatever piece that we put on our paint stick. Now we can come back with some of our roof details, and we can actually apply those up onto our roof, our hatch, and etc. And to do that, what I like to do is take a little crazy glue, ACC, whatever you want to call it. I put a little bit out on a piece of cardstock or a piece of plastic, just a little bit. And then with either an X-Acto knife or a pair of tweezers, I can now just get a little bit of that, kind of wipe it off a little bit. Let's put it down here so I can stab it. And that just gets a little bit on the back. And then you can either use an accelerator, or I could just simply stick it on there. And it will dry, it'll harden up. And let's put a vent. Do that probably with my fingers. Again, wipe a little bit of it off so we just get it a little bit wet on the bottom. I'll put that down there. Oops. There we go. It'll eventually stick. And maybe we put a little smaller vent sticking up. Maybe we got a bathroom or something over here in this corner. And I do kind of try and stand them up pretty much as straight as we possibly can get them. That's looking pretty good. Be straight the other way too. That's not too bad. If we want to, what we can do is take some of our accelerator and just hit that, and it will freeze it a little faster. Accelerator, if you're not familiar with it, it's an activator accelerator. Most of the crazy glue companies sell them to go with their products, and it just simply makes the crazy glue set a whole lot faster. Some of these are a little oily, more oily than others. This is one I particularly like. Doesn't particularly have any oil residue once it leaves. But now I'm starting to get some detail on that roof. Now the other thing I can add, of course, would be some of those Woodland Scenics pallets, and that would be some nice detail to add. But one thing we haven't done yet is add some life to our roof. And I think the Woodland Scenics and some other people who make the people figures absolutely adds a great deal of interest to the building. So this happens to be the roofer set, and that's an ideal set for us to use. Let's get rid of our crazy glue so we don't want to putting something in that. We'll bring this back to the front. Now I have already taken some of the Woodland Scenics accent glue and painted it on the bottom of a couple of these figures. This glue is fantastic because it stays active for a long period of time, almost forever. So let's put a guy in here. He's got a couple of buckets he's carrying uphill there to our... Now let's put a guy up here that's kind of waiting on him, to leaning on his broom there. And maybe we'll give this guy a little kind of pot there where he's getting his buckets filled out of. And all of a sudden we have a great deal of interest now up on this roof, and it tells a story. There's a couple of guys working up here, and they're tar mopping. Maybe they're doing a little patchwork, maybe they're doing a full job, but they're certainly working on the roof, and I've got some life now added to that roof. Now what I would need to do is add a ladder, either back here at the back, or if I have a shorter building beside here, I might have a ladder coming up from the side. Now we'll take a look at adding some other details to the sides of the building, as well as dry transfers and some lettering.